Welcome to A Wanderlust for Life, the channel that shows you European gems through food and memorable experiences. I'm so freaking excited today because we are in Norway and we are in Bergen. So we got in last night to our hotel around 1 o'clock in the morning because we took the night plane here so that we could come right after Sean's work. And so this morning is the first time we've gotten to really see Bergen, be out, hear the very loud seagulls. And I'm just reminded, I really miss traveling. And it's been 10 months since we've been outside of the Netherlands. And I kind of forget that there's beautiful places like this. I didn't really know what to expect from Bergen. It's just absolutely stunning with the houses here, with these beautiful houses, and the people are so nice. Different foods, different languages, different accents. Being by the water and having that smell, it's just that newness is why we travel, right? And I feel like for a lot of travel bloggers and vloggers that it's something we take for granted, and kind of having that long break really reminds you how much you love it and what there is to do and why you do it. And sorry for the ramble. I really wanted to share what I was feeling, because traveling for the first time after COVID, I mean, it's not really after, but you know what I mean. We're traveling as safe as possible, fully vaccinated, taking all the precautions. Actually, they don't really wear masks up here, and we're so used to it. We're the only people on the tram last night in the middle of the night wearing masks. So we're being as careful as possible, but it's just so beautiful. I love it here. So we got the Bergen Card. They gave us one so that we could walk around and share our experience with you. And this is part of the experience, and this is totally free. Things we're fitting in is a food tour, because you guys know we absolutely love food tours. So we are going to give you a peek into Norwegian food and some of the great places here in Bergen, and I will leave a link down below of the food tour that we bought tickets for, and then you can take it too when you're here. But after the tour, of course, I'll let you know how it all went. By the way, there are these scooters everywhere, and Sean is like, we have to take a scooter, but haven't done it yet. We have so little time that we're just kind of running around. Ooh. So it turns out the food tour was more of a food walk. We tried the dried fish apple juice and the brown cheese before we left, and then we went to 3 different restaurants. I hope it's not too windy. It is getting pretty windy here. And then we went to 3 different places, but it was mostly a tour with some food added onto it, which is a little different than we normally do. It was very tasty though, and I'm glad we tried that kind of food so that we kind of knew what to look for when we were around, and we got to see some of the great places to actually eat. So that was fun. We've napped, we've changed, we're refreshed, and we are crossing the street. So we are trying to find dinner for tonight. I wanted to go to the place on another island called Cornelius. Here's a tip for you: book restaurants ahead of time before you get to Bergen, because they're full and you have to take a boat to get there. So it's a 25-minute boat ride to get there. And yeah, it was just too late for us. So we're gonna find a place in the fish market or along the water for tonight, and hopefully get up the funicular to see the view, because it might rain tomorrow and it's such a gorgeous day today. So let's see where we get to eating. So we ended up at the fish market, and we luckily found a table. Also a very popular place. So we ordered kind of our own seafood medley. We got sushi and fish soup. It's Bergen's fish soup. What else did we get? Local favorites. Ceviche. Norwegian oysters. It's gonna be hopefully not too much food. And we got lucky, and they have the gin, the local gin that has been voted the world's best gin, in a gin and tonic with our favorite tonic, which is Fever Tree. So I am super excited for this dinner, and hopefully it's delicious. But when you're in Norway, you gotta get seafood. This one reminds us of young Dutch cheese. It's very good. Whereas this one is smoked. And we have jams too, and I'm not sure what sausage I just ate. It was okay, but there's lots of variety, which is good. Dinner was basically amazing. Everything was so good. The cocktail was great. We got cider, since cider is a big deal here. And it was probably the best cider I've ever had. And yes, I've had cider from the UK. So in case you were gonna say that's the best. It is good there, but it wasn't too sweet. It wasn't too like beer tasting. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, it was just perfect. And it was just a really nice ambiance. It was very expensive though. So still make a reservation if you go. And the reason that we went was, and we were gonna get lost trying to get to the funicular. We're just like wandering around the streets of Bergen. That way? Maybe? You keep going this way. Okay, we'll keep going this way. So the main reason that we wanted to get sushi, as you saw, was because so apparently the Japanese who created sushi didn't think salmon was a good fish for sushi. And the Norwegians kind of proved them wrong. And so then the Japanese then adopted salmon as a fish for sushi. Super interesting, right? So that's why we got 2 different kinds of salmon there, and it was absolutely delicious. Service has been like really great everywhere we've been. We only had one rude server, and she wasn't really rude. She was just, let's say, direct. So now we're trying to find our way to the funicular. We're not quite sure if the weather is going to be good tomorrow, so we're just trying to take advantage of it today. So fingers crossed that we can do that and the line's not too long. Let's go. Before we get to the funicular, we were just saying how this is definitely a place you could just come for the weekend if you were able to, and just like for me, have a writer's retreat. I really want to just find somewhere where I can just sit down and write without too much distraction. So I have the problem where I just want to do everything everywhere. So we definitely want to come back and do some of the things that we're not able to do, which is like go to some of the cideries, go out to the fjord a little bit more, have some of the restaurant meals that we've been wanting to have. But yeah, I think we could definitely just make this a work destination if that was a possibility. So have you ever thought about something like that? I know it's a super like crazy thing to even think about. We're not quite there yet financially, but I feel like it's a fun thing to think about when you travel to places. If it's somewhere that you can just kind of settle down for a bit and just enjoy kind of living there. Slow travel, maybe? All right, now let's find the funicular. The funicular was about 260 kroner, which I think is about 26 euros. There is a discount with the Bergen Card, but right now the ticket office isn't open, so we had to use the ticket machine, which did not take that into account. But normally you can get a discount with the Bergen Card. Totally worth it. Totally freaking worth it to see the city like this. And then I could see our hotel and where we had lunch and where we walked. It's one of those few things that is worth it. But I also believe in getting a different perspective everywhere you are. So whether that's the water or getting above or getting on a rooftop or whatever, it's always a great option to get a different perspective just to, feel a little different about the place that you're visiting. So if you come up here, definitely give yourself time to take it in. I mean, look at this light. It's absolutely beautiful. Now that the sun has come out behind the clouds, even more magical because you get that like sunset feeling. I bet in the morning it's also really nice, but from here you get a perfect sunset view. How cute is the street? Good morning again from Bergen yesterday. It was so much fun. We did so much, partially because I thought it was supposed to rain today, but I'm a little bit of a dum-dum and I was looking at Amsterdam's weather. So it's supposed to be another beautiful day in Bergen and we are so grateful. So it's the end of July, early August here. So if you want to come, this is a great time. It's probably usually very, very busy. So last night after the funicular, we ended up at a cocktail bar called No Stress. Highly recommended. There was no stress. Absolutely loved my cocktail. And then we just chilled out and went back because Sean is here for less than 48 hours. So we're trying to squeeze everything in. Did most everything yesterday. And today we are using the Bergen Card to get a discount on a fjord cruise. That's what we're doing this time. It's 3 hours long. And I will also say the Bergen Card should have gotten us 10% off at the restaurant for dinner, but we forgot about that. So don't be like us. Save money if you get the Bergen Card. So I'm not sure if that's the same kind of boat we're gonna take, but I'll show you which one we're on. Let's go. We'll be boarding in like 5 minutes, I'm guessing. Right there. Okay, it's very windy, which is why I am bundled up. I have my packable puffy jacket on plus a rain jacket with a hood because, yeah, I needed to cover my ears and I'm a dum-dum and didn't bring like something to cover my ears, basically. So learn from my mistakes. So I just learned what fjord was, and basically it is a valley that was created from a glacier melting that allows the sea to flow through. Pretty cool, huh? So it had to be a glacier melted right here. And it's a Norwegian word that basically means to travel across. And then Norway has a lot of beautiful fjords, so that makes sense. Now to some beautiful views from this gorgeous day in Norway. That fjord cruise was incredible. I'm so glad that we booked it. It was beautiful and relaxing. We spent the first half up on the top and the second half down below because it was very windy and a bit chilly, but it was so beautiful. So the one we went on basically went up to a point, turned around, and then came back the same way, so we didn't miss too much. But highly, highly, highly recommend getting on the fjord somehow, which is why we did that one. And we were so lucky that there was one at that time for that length of time, because I was really worried Sean wasn't going to get to go since he is headed back today. But after that, we just went to lunch, got more seafood, and I'm gonna wrap up the video now because Sean is on a plane. I'm just gonna wander around on my own for now before I head up to Tromsø, where there are more videos to come. So definitely subscribe if you aren't already. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video in Norway. Bye!